we're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to have a good time tonight or this morning. Wherever you are in the world, we're going to have a great time because there's a certain new meta that's upcoming, right? A certain new meta that we're going to discuss with the one and only Pathfinder Gaming. If you don't know who Pathfinder Gaming is, you should. You should definitely subscribe to his channel. All right, we're going to talk about this. Okay, give me a second because I'm going to try to bridge the gap, right? It's really about, hey, why is the ultimate, or oh, sorry, not ultimate, unlimited Axmen, oh my god, there's so Alt-Ax, it's like a tongue twister or something, right? So when it comes to this stuff, right, I think Pathfinder Gaming understands, okay? He just released an hour ago a video that gave me so much inspiration because right here, he says, why Unlimited will replace the Axmen. And when I saw this, right, I'm just like, really? Actually, I wanted to believe that, right? I truly want that, right? Because I've invested quite a bit into Gambit, and I've invested some more, or some less, into the rest of the Unlimited X-Men. And you know what? We all want this to work. We all want this to work, right? So, let me see how everyone's doing. Do join the gathering hall where me and Pathfinder discuss how Unlimited is better. So, hey, Benny, dude, join the gathering hall, man. I just literally right now, I was typing, and Pathfinder Gaming and I, we're going to discuss his latest video. It's really unique, right? And it's something that maybe, like, I want to see you work on something like the next infographic and say, hey guys, just like a Spider-Woman that blew my mind, right? Oh, you're at the office. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So we're going to take it easy. We're going to take it easy right over here because this thing, right, this video blew my mind, right? Because we all want the Unlimited X-Men to be awesome, except we don't know if they're actually worth a damn because a lot of other content creators has been talking shit about them, right? If you think about it, they're just like, oh, they're weak sauce, you know, they're not really that great. But the thing is, I truly think that they're actually pretty good. Hey, Killer Biller, how's it going, man? Yeah, all good. Take it easy, Pathfinder. I'll see you. I'll chat with you in a bit. But this video right over here, changed everything, right? I completely agree. With Pathfinder Gaming. I mean, he gave me inspiration to do the stream tonight, right? I've been drinking quite a bit. You know, I had some business meetings, all that jazz, and now I'm back in the hotel, as you can see over here, and I want to talk about the Unlimited X-Men because people, other content creators have been saying that this team sucks, that they're like another A-Force team. They're not meta outside of, Crucible, but after I saw this video right over here by the one and only Pathfinder Gaming, it solidified what I was feeling after reading all of the kits for the Unlimited X-Men. And this is why I'm really excited to talk to him about this, right? He's one of the first content creators that actually just said, you know what, F it. I'm going to put out this content and why he believes the Unlimited X-Men will replace the Axmen, right, for Doom raids. And guess what? We're getting a new raid soon, right? Next week we're gonna get a new patch, I think. Next week, yeah, we better. I mean, not really, because they're still gonna milk the shit out of us for Gambit, right? We all know that, right? We wailed out. So many people wailed out, right? Osper says Spider-Woman is cool in RTA. She outspeeds even Icarus, Kestor, and LES. Yes. Speaking of which, let me find Benny Westside, Spider-Woman infographic. It's absolutely awesome. Like, check this out, okay? I found it on Google because it's so awesome. Where is it? Here we go. This one was freaking awesome. Look at this. Why Homegirl's borderline broken, and she is borderline broken, right? Spider-Woman. This infographic was awesome because at first, right? Oh, two more, Benny? 2 more is coming out this week about who? Unlimited X-Men? But I think you already put out 3 of them, right? Are you gonna do new as Guardians? Because that'd be pretty cool. So check Benny Westside out, guys. Okay. I mean, he has a lot of theory crafting, and then he does a lot of the infographics for the entire community, which is awesome. Wow, Pathfinder actually got her to G16. I want to talk to Pathfinder today to figure out who I should bring to G16, because I have the Unlimited X-Men. I just literally brought Gambit to tier 16 today. I mean, that was insane, right? I freaking wailed out. Okay, Gambit's one of my favorite characters in the entire Marvel universe, Marvel whatever, and I wailed the F out. So did our alliance mates as well, which is great, right? Because you know what? We love Marvel. And we're addicted to Marvel. We're addicted to this game. I tried to play Diablo Immortal last night or 2 days ago. After about half an hour, I got sick of it and I went back to MSF. And this shows you something. And when it comes to this stuff, hey Pathfinder, how's it going, man? I think. Hey, can you hear me? You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Oh man, dude. So I am so excited to talk to you about your video that you released literally an hour ago, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I was saying, I'm looking for inspiration because this is exactly how I feel about the Unlimited X-Men, right? I mean, again, it might be like one of those things where it's like, oh, we wailed the frick out on this team, and I need some, confirmation or affirmation. But the thing is, I truly believe also, because you went into the math about this team versus the Axmen, right?
Yeah, and I haven't even purchased any of the characters. I just feel like they're a lot better than people are giving them credit for, or
Yes.
in this case, people are giving them no credit for what they could do.
Yes.
So I've actually been sitting on this video for a while.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the most controversial thing that I posted up to this point.
Really?
Because everybody is saying that they're horrible, right? So I've just kind of sat on it, and that's why Sunfire is not included, because I did this video like over a week ago, and I just decided to post it now.
I see. Yeah, that's really interesting because it's great that you actually broke this down, right? Right now I'm showing on the screen basically the Axmen, right? Bishop, Jubes, Kitty, Iceman, and Beast, and their rankings from all of their stats, and it's pretty low. I mean, comparatively, right? It's okay, right? It's like in the 50s for the most part, which is these days is not that great.
Yeah, and those are actually their stats in raids, right? So with their
raids.
passive boosts in raids.
I see. So this is
So their stats are actually worse than that outside of raids.
Oh wow, really? I mean, this is the thing. Like, so when I'm doing D2.3 raids, I'm on the left side, and I completely despise getting the mutant nodes, right? So in a way, like I was a little excited about Unlimited X-Men, and I thought, hey, maybe we can actually replace Kitty and Iceman with a couple of the Unlimiteds. But I tried them, right? As the characters got released, it was still semi-disappointing. And of course, Gambit got released yesterday, and I wailed out quite a bit on him. And I did take it in because I know that he wouldn't do so well, but I just wanted to give him a shot. And he got dominated in the first, I would say 30 to 60 seconds, right? Because I replaced him with, or Kitty with him, and it didn't go anywhere.
I don't think we're going to see the full extent of the team until Rogue is out.
Agreed.
Because Rogue really ties the team together.
Yeah.
Specifically with her passive. So, I mean, you have the on spawn, they get defense up. So without that, Gambit's not going to have defense up unless Beast uses his ultimate.
Right.
Then you're going to get 25% damage. So the damage stat that is already really high becomes even higher.
Right.
And then the big one is it's either going to be 40% drain or it's going to be 50% drain. It just all depends on how they actually code it. Because sometimes, even if it says per unlimited X-Men ally,
right,
sometimes that includes themselves and sometimes it doesn't.
that makes sense.
Usually they call it out,
yeah,
but sometimes they don't and it's still there. So they're going to have at minimum 40% drain, which
it's good.
Maybe it's because people haven't like seen drain happen very often, but when you look at like Phyla-Vell, right? Like she gives drain when they have death proof. So when you have that scenario happen, Phyla-Vell will literally heal herself back to full when she uses like her special or her ultimate.
Yeah, she does.
And that's what's going to happen, like just inherently on the whole team.
Right.
Like they're just going to do that.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, even 40 to 50%. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. So every single attack, that's a huge drain. And I think like it was funny because I was watching Philosopher's video, and he was testing out Gambit, right? And he didn't discover that he actually does a lot of drain only when in stealth. So does that mean that with the addition of Rogue, there's additional drain with Gambit?
Yeah, Gambit will have 90 to 100% drain when he's in stealth with Rogue.
That's so OP. That is so OP.
Yeah, so any damage he's doing, that's what he's going to heal himself for, essentially.
So even with the pings,
if that doesn't sound broken on paper, then I don't know what does. So I don't get it.
It's like I don't understand what they're thinking about, because so one of the best parts of Gambit's kit are the pings, right? The out of damage or out of turn damage for the passive. Pick a card, which is absolutely already broken, right? I mean, it's 180%. I remember 180% piercing at the end of every single enemy's turn. And you're saying that for all of his damage, he's gonna get it back if he's in stealth.
Basically, yeah. I mean, at least 90%. And that's the way I read it.
Yeah.
If that's not how it's coded, then they need to be explicit in that.
Yeah.
But how I read it is you already have 40 to 50%, and then you get 50% when he's in stealth, which he will be in stealth a lot more often than you think he will be.
Interesting. Yeah, because I thought that he only goes into the stealth once per match, or no?
No, so Rogue changes his passive. So it's when Rogue drops below 50% health, or himself. So he actually will do it when Rogue drops below.
I see.
And Rogue, as a part of her kit, if somebody drops below 50% health, she gains taunt as well. So let's just say Phantom X is in taunt,
right,
and he drops below 50%. Rogue's also going to get taunt. So now they have two characters to choose from.
Jeez.
And we know the AI is not usually that smart.
Right.
So let's say they start hitting Rogue and take her below 50%. Then Gambit's going to go into stealth and give himself all of that extra drain. But when he's in stealth, he also he gains stealth for 2 turns for starters. So it's not just a 1 turn. As soon as he takes a turn, he drops it.
Right.
But he also gets immunity. So unless a character can flip that, so it has to be an AoE, then he's gonna retain stealth, and then he also clears defense down on himself. So I mean, I don't know. It just seems way ridiculous.
I mean, from your understanding and reading of the kit, right, and all the synergies that gets applied, has there been another team in the past year or so that you feel is as broken potentially as this team?
Not a full team, and not with as many things. Like, they have some Cosmic Crucible specific stuff, right? They have some CC stuff, and Gambit makes them a whole heck of a lot better in Cosmic Crucible. But outside of Cosmic Crucible, they still retain a lot of the things that make them good outside of the I think it's Gambit's special or something, or his passive that gives them additional speed in Cosmic Crucible. That was Yeah, in Cosmic Crucible, fill speed bar by 20%.
Right.
And then where else? There's something else that gives them speed in Crucible. If he had that outside of it, then to me it's a no-brainer that they would be the best mutant team, without a doubt.
Well, in Crucible, for his special, right, which costs nothing, in Crucible, additional X-Men allies have a 50% chance to gain speed up for 2 turns. Wow.
Yeah, in Crucible, this team is going to be nutso. I mean, if you run across like, people are talking about how Wakandans are crazy.
Yeah.
This isn't. Wakandans are nothing compared to this team.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say that right now. If you run across a fully maxed out unlimited X-Men, you're gonna have to
Darkhold.
pray to RNGesus that you win.
Seriously, like, I mean, this is insane. So are you trying to tell me that, okay, because I wailed out quite a bit for this team because I love Gambit, but should I T16 all of them? Is that what you're trying to tell me? If I
mean,
yeah.
I could not tell anybody to G16 an entire team unless they really liked the characters, right? I mean, do what you want to do and have fun.
Yeah.
At minimum, Rogue is definitely worth G16.
Yes, absolutely.
If you care a lot about Crucible, then I think Gambit is an easy G16.
Yeah.
But overall, like, I wouldn't recommend anybody take an entire team to G16 like this.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, even Benny is saying that. Don't jump the gun, guys. He's just like, chill out. Like, even though I've been drinking, he's just telling me I should not press this button right over here, right? because
I don't know if Dazzler and Phantom X, specifically Phantom X, I don't think Phantom X is going to be ever worth it.
Yeah.
Dazzler is interesting to me, because she has some really cool CC abilities.
Right.
Like crowd control abilities is what I meant to say. There's so many things that CC means nowadays.
Right. Crowd
she has a lot of cool abilities, especially in Crucible. Yeah. But I don't think Crucible game mode in itself is worth G16 for anybody.
But I remember that you actually said that so for her barrier is actually pretty high because of her health.
Right. Her health is let me check my math here. Her health is at, I mean, top 10 in the game with the 50% from Gambit.
Wow. Oh, that's right. There's additional 50%. Holy crap.
Yeah. So I mean, what is her health? Like, what is her health right now? Where you have her?
So right now she's 5'5" and she's 434. Right.
Yeah. So just times that by 1.5, and that's what her health is when she's with Gambit.
Oh shit. And then so that means that with her on spawn, barrier herself in every one of the unlimited X-Men for 30% of the character's max health. Wow. That's huge. Wait, so what do you think? So do you think this team would be better on defense or offense in Crucible? Or it doesn't matter?
I mean, that's dependent on what your theory is on Crucible. Will they be an incredible offense team? Definitely.
Yeah.
I think they'll be equally an incredible defense team.
So the big question is, do you think that this team, maybe with the whole team, right, soon, eventually, do you think that they can take on the Darkhold team?
In Crucible?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they wouldn't be, but it's going to depend on how fast Rogue is.
I see.
Because there's no mystics for Morgan Le Fay to gain a turn advantage, right? So if Rogue is faster than Morgan Le Fay and has enough focus, then you could immediately ability block her. And from that point, I mean, you're just gonna you're gonna be dealing a lot of damage with this team.
Right.
So I could see them beating them, but again, I can't definitively say anything unless the team is out.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've seen it.
But I think this is something that this is the fun part of theory crafting, right? And right now, the biggest problem in Cosmic Crucible is that as soon as you see a Darkhold or a Dormhold team, you usually, because I have them on defense as well, right? You expect them not to beat them, right? Unless they have another Dormhold team. So in order to change the meta, they have to introduce this team to be potentially better. And I think there is potential for them to be a little bit better. Or maybe there's a way where maybe it's not going to be one-shotted, right? Maybe you bring down the Dormhold team first so they don't revive, just like we do in War, right? It's like a scrub team or a sack team, and then bring these guys in and just dominate.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like there's an opportunity that if you have Dormammu, that you could potentially take out like a Phantom X and put in Dormammu. And good luck beating that team. Well, unless you have an equal powered, like mirror match team. That's just my opinion, though.
That's crazy. Yeah, even Benny Westside says he's 100% sure that they will beat Darkhold and Darkhold in Crucible. That's pretty good. That's a good statement.
But I've seen people that are talking about how they won't even be that powerful in Crucible, and I just don't understand how you could come to that conclusion.
Who says that?
I mean, I'm not gonna name anybody, but I've seen people say that, or talk about how, why would you invest in a Crucible only team and whatever. Like, right. I mean, you should do what you want to do in this game no matter what.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this team will be a lot better than people are giving them credit for.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when Axmen first came out, right? Nobody actually understood their kit and their synergies. Right? People are saying, "Oh, this is such a slow team," blah 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 blah. They didn't really, well, not speed, but they didn't understand the synergies when it came to actually, taking down an opponent and getting additional 25% speed bar. And when they first came out, they completely dominated the raids at that time. I forgot, was it Ultimus or whatever, right? I mean, I feel like this is a misunderstood team, right? And I feel like your video actually talked about this. Nobody really truly understands how this team's gonna work together until it actually happens. But then you went into the maths, right? You looked into it, you looked into the kits, and this is actually before Sunfire. So what do you think is gonna happen with Sunfire's kit now?
Sunfire, I have to assume that he's going to have a very high damage stat as well, right, because he seems to be very dependent on damage. But the thing I like about Sunfire is you use the special, which is going to give you offense up, which you're going to gain one offense up every turn. In Crucible, you'll gain offense up for 2 turns.
Right.
So when you use his special, you're then going to get... actually, I think, do you use the ultimate first? It's ultimate, special, ultimate again. So ultimate first.
Ultimate first.
And then you use the special, which allows you to use the ultimate again right afterwards.
Right.
So it's, to me, if he has really high damage, then you're going to be just nuking people with Sunfire.
Wow.
But the big problem with this team and outside of Crucible, and I pointed this out in the video, is they do have very slow speed. It's my question is just, are you going to be able to kill them before they take a turn? And if you can't, and you can't put heal block on them, they're going to heal themselves back up. So when they take their turn, you basically, if you can't kill them, then they're going to heal themselves back.
Right.
And then they're going to take all their turns, and you're going to be dead.
Jeez. This is insane. I mean, this is something where I feel like I mean, I don't know about outside of, I mean, in your video, you actually said that you believe that this team, right, the full team, Unlimited X-Men, will be dominant in not just Cosmic Crucible, right?
I think they'll be good everywhere. I mean, everywhere. They have... Wow. It's hard for me to, like... express, because the whole team isn't out, right? So I'm
Yeah.
making a guesstimation just like everybody else is making a guesstimation.
Right.
But when I look at their stats and when I look at their kits, it doesn't look like a trash team. Like, we know what a trash team looks like. It's not this.
A-Force. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, the problem with A-Force, right, is they don't have a fifth character, and the fifth character has to be somebody like Doom to make that team work for what they were designed to do.
True.
And so, in my opinion, it's Doom with some extra characters doing things that they're good at, and they can do well. If they had a fifth character that was on par with the rest of them, like on par with Spider-Woman, you know, Nico Minoru's whatever, but if they added a fifth character, that team could do a whole lot better than they are right now. And even A-Force isn't bad.
True. I mean, that's the thing. Like, when A-Force first came out, right? The kit looked interesting, but the thing is, I still feel like after, you know, playing with them in war as well, you know, because they're supposed to be built as a war offensive team. I had a, you know, 1 million team, including A-Force with Doom, and I went against a 1 million on Punch Across for Young Avengers, and I freaking lost. And that actually blew me away, right? Because I feel like the RNG was not my favor. So there's no true hard counter for the Young Avengers when it comes to the A-Force team with Doom. It's like a semi hard counter or a hard soft counter. That's how it felt.
Yeah, and you're gonna be seeing a lot more big Young Avengers on defense soon.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So I'm actually curious to see actually what the Unlimited X-Men can do in war, right? Because if we think, or especially you, right, you're one of the first content creators that came out and says, you know what, you believe they're better than X-Men. Okay, great. But then you talked about that they're better. They're actually, you know, viable outside the Cosmic Crucible. So for me, as you know, I'm a huge war buff. Can we use them as a war offensive team?
I think you can. Is it gonna be better than Weapon X? Probably not.
No.
Not with Weapon X's war bonuses.
Right.
Is it gonna be better than A-Force? I think they could be.
Ooh.
But again, it all comes down to if what you're facing can't kill you fast enough, then you're going to be able to come back from it. And that's the thing that I don't see anybody getting is that 40% drain is a big deal when it's for an entire team and there's no stipulations to get it. You just have it.
Yeah.
Like, anytime an enemy takes a turn, Gambit's going to be hitting you for 180% piercing, and he's going to heal himself from that. Like,
exactly.
That's going to happen when they're on the full team. Rogue is going to be a fast character. Sunfire, I feel like, is going to be a fast character.
Yeah.
So if they can pop off early, then I think that I have told people I'm okay with saying that this team is good and they end up being bad. But I think a lot of people that are saying they're bad are judging them way too early.
Yeah.
And I'm judging them as what I feel like they will be as a whole team.
Right. That's true. Yeah, and I think we're getting more information, right? Like Sunfire, the kit was revealed, except his stats are not revealed. So I think even based off of the current information that we're given, it's already looking like it's a very promising team outside the Cosmic Crucible.
Yeah, and Rogue's stats are going to be ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, we can already guess that because Morgan Le Fay's stats were off the charts, right?
Exactly.
They're not going to make a horseman have low stats. Like, she's going to have insane stats. And if she's fast enough, like, let's just say she's fast enough to where she goes first, right?
Yeah.
So inside of Crucible, if she's on defense, she's going to target a random person and apply ability block to him.
Right.
But outside of that, if she goes first, you can choose whoever you want and apply ability block to them.
Yeah.
And I believe that she's going to have enough focus to ability block anybody.
Wow.
So, I mean, take that with whatever you want, I guess.
Yeah. That's true. So there's multiple ABs, ability blocks, right? With Rogue, with Gambit. I mean, you can literally control CC, like crowd control the entire opponent's team. and then you can start laying on the explosions, the AoEs from Sunfire. I mean, that you're right. That sounds like a much better version of the new Marauders, right? Where Madeline Pryor came in and just started bombarding everybody, right? But that's on war defense. So I'm actually curious if we can actually utilize this team as a war offensive team with maybe between tier A and tier B, right? So somewhere between there, that's going to be huge. And I think that, for example, A-Force can easily take on, the Web Warriors, can take on a bunch of the sort of the B tier teams. But in war, if the Unlimited X-Men can actually take on, let's say, Heroes for Hire, that could be interesting. I don't know if they will, but I really want to believe that they can take on H4H. What do you think?
That one I don't think so, because Heroes for Hire is designed for longevity, right?
I see.
So I mean, you would have to put, because you have trauma as a part of some of the kit somewhere.
Yeah.
So on Rogue Special, you have trauma on one character,
Right.
but ultimately they're going to just outlast you potentially.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And they do a lot of damage on war defense.
So what about Young Avengers?
I feel like you could, as long as you can get the ability block on Squirrel Girl.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
You're going to the cool thing about Rogue is she's applying every negative status effect in the game except for stun.
Yeah.
For 2 turns, and you're not going to be able to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So Squirrel Girl is going to be ability blocked for 2 turns.
Right. And
you reduce her speed bar by 50%.
Right.
And then you're going to use the ult somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say, you choose, before Kate Bishop does her ultimate, or you choose, before Miss Marvel taunts or whatever, you're going to stun somebody there. So I feel like if they're big enough, definitely.
That's actually really interesting, because if they do go up against YA, I mean, that's a huge meta change, right? Especially for a team that's designed for a Cosmic Crucible, all of a sudden they can take on Young Avengers. That means that potentially they might be better than A-Force. And that blows my mind.
Yeah, I like I said, I could be wrong, and I'm open to that. But this team doesn't look bad, like, on paper.
Yeah.
So unless they work differently than the way I'm reading it, like, they have a lot of really good stuff as a part of their kit.
Yeah, that's true. So, okay, so my question is, what other T4s should we be upgrading, other than Gambit's? I upgrade all of them. I don't know why, because I love Gambit. But for Dazzler and Phantom X, do you recommend any other T4s outside of sort of the required ones, right? Like the passives for both of them. I also upgraded the basic for Dazzler. Do you think I should upgrade the ultimate for Dazzler?
I haven't done a deep dive into the T4s, like, specifically.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give, like, bad information on there. I can assume that you're going to do everything on Rogue. Just by the nature of how good she's going to be. But I would have to look, like, I would have to kind of do a deep dive into the T4s that give them the most stuff.
Yeah.
But anything that, like, gives additional turns on a negative effect, or anything that gives an insane amount of damage, I feel like you could be safe to do.
Right.
But ultimately, like that one, Dazzler is 100% damage to enemies.
Yeah.
That I don't think is worth T4ing. I do think that the one where Phantom X gains taunt for 2 turns, if that's a T4, the thing that people don't understand about Phantom X is that right now he's not getting his full dodge chance. Oh. So if you throw any of these characters into a vacuum by themselves, they're not going to be that good. Right. I mean, outside of Rogue, she's the real only plug and play character.
Yeah.
Maybe Sunfire has the potential to be that too.
Yeah.
But on a team, Phantom X is either going to get 40% or 50% dodge chance. Jeez. Which the only character I think that has that is Miles when he's within stealth.
Yeah.
So, that's
Wow.
still, I mean, dodging one out of every 2 or 1 out of every 3 turn attacks
That's pretty good.
is definitely worth noting.
Oh
But
man.
I'd have to look more into the T4s
Right.
specifically. I'll make an infographic on it at some point.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because with the dodge chances, right? So they're going to be very annoying on Cosmic Crucible defense. I mean, that's the thing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there's obviously they're going to be amazing in offense, right? And if we can, like Benny says, that he believes that they're going to be 100% viable to counter Darkhold and Stormhold. But what about defense? Like, how do you actually counter this team? Is there any team that can actually counter this team on Cosmic Crucible defense?
A mirror match. I mean,
Mirror
you can
match.
usually play better than
True.
the AI.
True.
But even then,
Mhm.
I mean, you're gonna have to take out Rogue first,
Yeah.
because if you don't take her out, then she's just going to let the team snowball.
Yeah.
And it might be an easy 2-tap, right? If you get them to use all their abilities and then they go back in, they do have longer cooldowns than like a standard team might. Even so, they don't have crazy long cooldowns, but they
Right.
do have decently long cooldowns.
They do. Yeah.
But you might be able to mirror match it.
Mhm.
But if you lose that first match with your unlimited team, then you're gonna have to bring in something equally as powerful.
Yeah.
To take it out if it's on defense.
Well, hey,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited because, I want to give these guys, this team a shot in Cosmic Crucible. Do you think that there's a specific room that they belong in better, right, than the just general rooms?
They're gonna be a pain to fight in room 5
Mhm.
because none of them are cosmic, right?
Right.
So that one is, I think they'll replace Wakanda for room 5, because who else are you gonna bring in there? Like, you can't bring
Yeah.
full Darkhold
No.
into room 5. I mean, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Heartless won't ever take a turn.
Right.
So you don't want them in room 6 because they have quite a few speed mechanics.
Yeah.
So room 5 to me seems like the easiest spot to put them.
So what are we gonna do with Wakanda? I mean, that's a waste of of a rework in a way, right?
You could still put Wakandans in a room 6.
Mm-hmm.
You could still put Wakandans in room 1 and 2,
Right.
but it is definitely not as good
Mm-hmm.
as it would be in room 5.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be exciting to see. I mean, I guess right now I'm combining the 3 Unlimited X-Men with Beast and Jubes. I don't think this is the best combo. I mean, do you have any suggestions on this?
In terms of combining them with Axmen, I would say Jubilee and Beast are the 2 best to slot in with them.
Okay.
Because Gambit is giving them both 25% extra health.
Mm-hmm.
He might be giving him damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. Let me double check that though. He will give them max health, 25% max health.
25. Okay. Yeah, I mean this is exciting. This is why we play this game. We are super addicted because of the theory crafting, right? And just like you talked about in your video over here, I'll show everyone that it's truly interesting and fun to understand the kit, the synergies, and how it can actually affect many game modes, not just what it's actually designed for. And I think that's true for potentially this team, as well as a bunch of other teams, right? And just like Eternals. Originally, they were released for Arena, but they dominate in War. They dominate in basically every single game mode, right? Because they're super broken, of course. But does that mean Unlimited X-Men, or maybe potentially new Asgardians, will be also semi-broken? I mean, what do you think about that?
I probably have a lesser opinion on the new Asgardians, but that's more because of we're gonna be getting more Mystics in what has already been an insane Mystic heavy year so far. So it's not something that I'm super excited for. But the Thor stats are definitely a welcome addition to the game. Him having one of the highest health, again, him having the highest damage in the game when he gets 4 Asgardian allies. That's going to be a welcome change. It'll really depend on who the 2 new characters are, and are they going to be Mystic. If they're not Mystic, then I will definitely be more excited for the team. But if they are Mystic, then should you do that over Darkhold? Absolutely not.
Awesome. Well, I for me, I'm, everybody knows that I'm really a hardcore war buff. I invest a lot into Heroes for Hire, Young Avengers when early on, because I do care about war defense, right? But at the same time, obviously, war offense is the main way to win, right, for the entire alliance. So I was a little disappointed with A-Force, but I feel like if the Unlimited X-Men can be viable for like we were talking about, like between A and B teams, obviously it's not going to go against Darkhold or any of those teams, but if we can actually get rid of some of the Young Avenger teams, that would be huge. That would be a huge win. And I feel like people potentially, once they actually find that out, they should invest in this team, right? And does that mean also that Scopely is going to rehash this team and make you invest in them for the next game mode or something? The next Scourge event? Do you think that's going to happen? Or the next Scourge event?
I think the Asgardians are more likely to be the next Scourge team than the Unlimited team is. But you never know. It would be interesting if they used another Horseman to unlock another Horseman.
Oh God.
That would be crazy.
That's like Inception, right? There's like Scourge inside of a Scourge to unlock something. Oh man.
That would be like they would have to rename it to the what did they rename legendary events? Mythic legendaries, so it's going to be Mythic Scourge events.
Mythic Scourge. Oh my gosh, they just keep adding these monikers on top of things, and I mean this is Scopely, right? What do we expect? They're not going to make it any easier on players or any cheaper on players, especially the latest, like Gambit was released. The amount of money that you got to put into Gambit to actually get him up to a certain amount is insane, right? It's like Kraken territory almost. God.
What I found to be funny is that the normally it's characters had been $50 to unlock.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
for the same price, the $50 for the same price, you were getting like half what you would have got from like the standard character offer.
Yeah.
And the only one that was like actually giving you a lot of stuff was the $100 offer.
Yeah. I mean, if this is the norm moving forward, do you really think that this is sustainable, or they don't give a shit? It's Scopely.
I would say yes to both. It's not sustainable, and they don't care. They don't care.
I mean,
the name Gambit was enough for them.
That's true.
To say let's put $100 on this price tag.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because they stopped doing that one release method where basically you had to core it. Remember, there was like a 900 core offer, was it, or 600 or whatever?
Oh yeah, for 10 shards,
for
900
10
cores for 10 shards.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, right? Because if you added it up, I think it was about $100 to actually unlock a character.
Yeah, that separated the Krakens from the normal players for sure.
Exactly.
That was a ridiculous. That was ridiculous. But if you're like me, you just wait until you unlock them naturally and still get good use out of them.
That's true. Well, hey man, I know.
But I think whatever works for other people is good. If you want to buy a character, go buy a character. Just do it within your means.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the key thing. Like we always talk about, like as content creators, we don't want people to shell out money for this game if they can't afford it, right? It's an addiction, but you need to understand the addiction. You need to know how to live within your means. Right, and that's the key thing. Don't spend $100 if you can't make rent or your car payments, or all of a sudden you can't buy milk for your kids. Right, that's ridiculous. So live within your means, and this is the key thing that as content creators, as CCs, you know, we have to keep reminding players, right? This game is truly an addiction, and we all know this. It's not about, it's not just a regular game, okay? This game is labeled, Scopely is labeled as sort of a gambling type of company, right? It's not just pure entertainment, it's gambling. So this is the thing that you're getting yourself into. This is the thing that they utilize Marvel's intellectual property to milk money, as much money as they can from us players. So as long as we understand this, then and you live within your means, it's fine, right? But again, you know, I completely agree. Like free to play, right? No, this is what you do. Like if you want to play this game free to play, you just wait for it. It's about time. It's about timing, right? If you want to whale out like I did, you know, because I love Gambit, you know, go for it if you can afford it, right?
Yep.
So, cool, man. I don't want to take any more of your time, but really appreciate you being on my channel. We should do more of this. This has been really, you know, enlightening because this team is really an element of X-Men is really fun. Right, and I'm really looking forward to the next Scourge event. I'm looking forward to Sunfire, even though I talked about how I really despise the 3D model, the look and feel of Sunrise. But it is what it is, right? So again, thanks so much, Pathfinder Gaming. Let's keep in touch.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on, and we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, take it easy. Have a good day.